Medical marijuana passes today, or passes. Medical marijuana passes. Legal marijuana passes in Michigan. What this is marijuana pass. It's legal in Michigan now. Awesome. There's a few things that we should go over. Proposal 1 passed, which legalized marijuana. This by December it should be legal. So yeah. Let's see. So marijuana is legal for recreational use. Allows individual age 21 and older to purchase, possess, and use marijuana and marijuana-infused edibles and grow up to 12 marijuana plants for personal consumption. Impose a 10-ounce limit for marijuana kept at residence and requires that amounts over 2.5 ounces be secured in locked containers. Create a state license system for marijuana businesses, including growers, processors, transporters, and retailers. Allow municipalities to ban or restrict marijuana businesses. Permit commercial sales of marijuana and marijuana-infused edibles through state licensed retailers, subject to a new 10% tax earmark for schools, roads, and manipulation where marijuana businesses are located. Here's a look at some questions and answers in the wake of voters passing the measure. When will marijuana be legal? 10 days after the election results are certified, which should be by early December. But marijuana wouldn't be commercially available for sale until probably early 2020, in part because the state must still put regulations in place and issues license for recreational sales. Can I smoke marijuana in public? Today's vote is definitely not a free pass to get high and with impunity. There is no public consumption and no driving under the influence, and there will be no commercial sales until businesses are licensed and approved. Can I be fired for using marijuana? Landlords can still prohibit smoking, growing plants on their properties, and employers can still do pre-employment and random drug tests on employees and maintain zero tolerance. Where can I grow marijuana? Don't expect to add cannabis next to the pentas in your garden. Under the proposal, marijuana plants cannot be visible from a public place without the use of binoculars, aircraft, or other optical aids, or outside of an enclosed area equipped with locks or other functioning security devices which restrict access to the area. Where can you buy recreational marijuana? The ballot proposed calls for LARA to take up to a year to develop the rules and regulations that will govern the recreational marijuana industry in the state before it begins accepting applications for a recreational license. Does the state already have rules for medical marijuana? The state does have a head start on the rules because it has created the infrastructure to begin regulating the medical marijuana industry since the legislation passed to oversee the tax medical weed in 2016. Will the rules for recreational marijuana be the same as medical marijuana? Recreational pot will probably be subject to some different regulations. It's the end of the medical marijuana debate. While some might think that fight for legal weed is over, there could be legal challenges ahead. Can the legislation make any changes to the law now that it has passed? Yes, the legislation could amend the proposal, but it would take a 3 to 4 vote to make any changes to a proposal that is passed by the electoral. Some changes that could be considered by the legislation to tweak this section that allows for people to grow up to 12 plants in their homes for personal use, instead of requiring a community to vote to opt out of allowing marijuana businesses in their town make it so communities would automatically be considered to have opt out unless they voted to opt in. Some think the 10% exclusion tax on top of the 6% sales tax is too low and would like to boost that tax. The tax in Michigan ballot's proposal would be one of the lowest of the 10 states that have now legalized marijuana for recreational use. What about people who have marijuana convictions? There is a bill pending in the legislation to require judges to consider expunging the records of people convicted of many misdemeanor marijuana offenses that will no longer be crimes under the marijuana legislation. But it's uncertain whether that would be taken up in the Republican-controlled legislation before the legislation session ends in December. The new governor, Democrat Gretchen Whitmer, also could consider pardoning some criminal offenders. She has said she would favor some sort of expungement or clemency for low-level marijuana offenses. Yeah, so that's about it on the marijuana thing. Marijuana's legal in Michigan, yeah. Gonna smoke some pot today.